In August 2000 in Holland, two parents, Frank and Anita, had a baby girl, Shanu, who had a rare metabolic disorder that resulted in abnormal bone development. This disorder put her in constant pain, even pain from being touched, and she was given no more than 2.5 years to live. At 7 months old, doctors agreed to let Shanu die by the wishes of the parents. The doctors stopped feeding her and gave her morphine until her death. This leads to the question of whether or not it is morally permissible to euthanize an infant in this case and in cases like it. Euthanasia of the baby is morally permissible. Number 1. The principles of beneficence and non-maleficence are doing what is best for the patient while also avoiding harm to the patient. Number 2. The principles of beneficence and non-maleficence are requirements of physicians written into the Hippocratic Oath. This is written as, I will apply dietetic measures for the benefit of the sick according to my ability and judgment, and I will keep them from harm. From page 83. Number 3. In cases of euthanasia, the patient is incurable and in an amount of pain that the doctor has been unable to improve. Number 4. This leaves euthanasia as the only way for a physician to benefit and prevent harm to the patient by taking away his or her suffering. Number 5. In this case, the baby is incurable and suffering through extreme pain with no relief. Number 6. Euthanasia is the best option the physician could give this baby based on the principles of beneficence and non-maleficence. Number 7. The greatest happiness principle, or utility, means that morally right actions are those that produce the most happiness, and morally wrong are those producing the opposite of happiness, such as suffering, according to John Stuart Mill on page 53. Number 8. In this case, the pain that the infant is in is preventing her happiness. Number 9. The parents of the child are also suffering emotionally from watching their child in that amount of physical pain and being unable to help. Number 10. If the baby is put out of its pain through euthanasia, both the baby and the parents would be happier. Number 11. Euthanasia is therefore morally permissible based on the greatest happiness principle. Number 12. This corresponds to utilitarianism because it provides the most good to all involved, the physicians, parents, and the baby. Number 13. One argument against this case is that euthanasia of the infant would be non-voluntary. Number 14. Children, especially infants, are incapable of making their own medical decisions, leaving these decisions to a medical proxy, most often a parent or guardian. Number 15. This form of non-voluntary medical practice is accepted and used both widely and regularly, according to Dan W. Brock on page 653. Number 16. Non-voluntary passive euthanasia is already used sometimes as well. One example of this is when a medical proxy decides to take an incompetent person off of a respirator, causing them to die. Number 17. In Holland, where this case took place, adult euthanasia was already legal as well. Number 18. Based on current medical practices, the non-voluntary euthanasia of an infant is no different and therefore permissible. Number 19. Euthanasia of the baby is morally permissible based on the principles of beneficence and non-maleficence, the greatest happiness principle, utilitarianism, and current medical practices.